Good morning. We're
Good,
here.
good afternoon.
Good afternoon here. Good morning to you all.
Right. I yeah, it seems to be that it's Instagram that's having the issue of connecting people. So
It's
thank you
not us.
for yeah. Thank you for showing up first of all, and thank you I'm gladly to have you doing this live Instagram. And I appreciate you taking your time to do this with me because I'm in a journey right now to try to explore the different type of yoga holistic practice that's out there, and to also bring awareness to people who's not familiar or don't trust Eastern medicine, and I want to like open up, bring awareness to that, that some of these things, that most of the things that we practice, such as yoga, Reiki, and astrology, all that, they have a sense of curedness. It cures people. It helps motivate people as well. Um, and it's a different type of, medicine than the Western traditional taking the pills, that could be more harmful. Um, so that's what I'm doing right now. Just try to bring awareness of the different type of yogas, the yoga, holistic therapy, medicines out there. That's out there right now. So, um, Rebecca, so we met online, right?
Yeah,
We met
we
online,
did.
yes, and we hit it off. I'm actually helping you out with your retreat,
Yeah,
promoting your retreat, right? Um,
yes.
yeah, can you tell me a little bit more about yourself? Of how did you become
Mm,
a holistic integrated therapist?
mm.
Tell me your journey.
Oof.
How did you begin with this?
Well, I mean, I've been working with mysticism because it started with mysticism as a gateway, crystals and tarot cards since I was around 13 years old.
Hmm.
So I was exposed to crystals and tarot cards from a small shop that really intrigued me in a place nearby where I lived, and I was just fascinated by them. But I was always fascinated by what is there beyond what we see. I was always a very sensitive child. I grew up always feeling a lot, and of course, it turned out to be quite a journey, the nonconformist, rebellious heart, wanting to explore different things that caught my interest, uh, traveling, living in different countries from a young age, kind of roughing it off a little bit, but not in a very difficult way, non-conforming to the conditioned society that I was raised in, if you know what I mean. Not that there's anything wrong with them. It's a different way of life. So
Mm,
the exploration led me away from the conformist living, is what
right.
I try to say here. And my first exploration into making this my livelihood was when I left Malta and I went to live in London. And in London, I was exposed to meditation, yoga, massage, and a range of different holistic therapies. I worked in different holistic centers, very hip market in Soho
Mhm.
and in different parts of London, in South Kensington. So I was exposed to living and being in the environment where holisticity was very big, but very commercial as well at the same time. Then, I mean, fast forward a little bit more, life trajectories lead us to brick walls, and we need to go into a bit of shadow work, to soul work, I like to say, to uncover what it is that is holding us back, why we're looking at object referral rather than self-referral. And I took the journey even deeper. I'm so deep down the rabbit hole, there's no way back now.
Right. Yeah, it could go. I think I'm on the way to that rabbit hole as well too. Just because it's ancient medicine and traditional that it's only passed on either by old school books that which nobody usually see or use or through words. So
Channeling as well. I
you know,
believe in channeling. I'm a
right.
channeler. I'm a medium, so I channel. And I need meditation. You download wisdom from the environment. When you look at my house, it's like there's wisdom all over the place, in pictures, in affirmations, in crystals, in statues. Everything holds energy and information, and we are receptors of this. And yoga is a gateway because, as you know, since you're a tantric practitioner yourself, am I
Right.
right? So
Yes.
you understand that yoga is just a leaf of tantra, and it's a constant journey. That even though every year I do a course, every year I'm studying something, I'm studying contemporary shamanism for 5 years now as well. And
That's a long journey too, because
yes,
I met people into that. I met people who does shamanism as well, and let me tell
yes,
you, like the things that I heard and things that I seen within, because the tantra that I study, it was tantra, art of dance, and shamanism.
oh
So
nice.
it was so it was a integrated
Yeah,
yoga
I
thing.
love that.
So and it was just beautiful. Um, so yeah, I do know it's the whole idea because I took the foundation of shamanism. So, but
Yes.
I didn't mean to interrupt you. Keep on
No, it's
going. I'm
okay.
sorry.
No, it's okay. It's not an interruption, it's a conversation, my love.
Right.
Yes, it's a journey. So every doorway led me to another doorway. First, I studied the body. I did aromatherapy. I did body massage. I did Thai massage. I studied yoga as an alignment therapy. Then I took it further. I did hatha yoga course, Kundalini yoga, Kriya yoga, Aquarian Kriya. I started sharing sound healing, cacao ceremonies, branches of the shamanism as well.
Mm-hmm.
I do Reiki. I do Sekim. Sekim is elemental healing. It's a kind of Reiki. Just it's more founded on the Egyptian pantheon, as I
Okay.
work with it.
Interesting.
Yes, I mean it's very interesting. I mean everything is vast, and what I believe is we are individual channels. So if
Mm-hmm.
you ask me what is holistic integrated yoga, I tell you it's a culmination of everything that I have become, and what I transmit is this consolidation of
Mm-hmm.
everything. So if it's a one-to-one, then it's designed for that person. If it's a group session, as an intuitive, and also I was a teacher for almost 25 years.
A
So
teacher
I have
of what of yoga or
English,
the practice.
English.
What is it?
I used to teach
English.
English,
Okay,
yes.
English. Okay. I was
So,
a teacher as well too. I used to teach swimming. So
yes.
that's what. Yes, I used to teach swimming for little kids for like 8 years, and
Okay.
just in 2022 when I did my first yoga teacher training,
Mm.
I thought about something like maybe because somebody told me to me like you'll be a great teacher when I was teaching little kids how to swim, and he said to me like you will be a great teacher, and I think he by saying that just kind of like planted a seed in my head,
Mm.
and
It's grown.
but my idea was but my idea was not to be a teacher. But when I started going to this yoga teacher training, like it kind of like that thing just opened up my eyes, and it like I guess the plant grew, like that seed that he planted it kind of grew, and then one of my teachers said to me, he was like, you'll be a great teacher again. And once again, this is the second time that I heard it. So I was like, you know what, it must mean something. Maybe I'm going through the wrong path, and I should try this. Try it again and
Explore.
see,
Mm.
explore it. So, um, so yeah, I totally understand about the whole teaching
Yeah, I mean, 20,
dynamic.
25 years is a long time but it gave me so many tools that have enabled me to integrate um, the methodology and understanding how different people, the same way different people love in different ways, different people learn in different ways also. And when you're teaching a modality, because I teach also all the things that I do. I teach yoga, I teach Reiki, I teach aspects of shamanism, I teach everything that I do. Crystal therapy, I wrote a course. And this is why the retreats, the retreats are going to enable me to kind of collaborate with other people who are masters of their craft, and to enable me to also participate, in a group setting. I want to take myself away from the solitary space
Right.
of teaching. Yes.
So, so you say you register in or are you registered or certified? Which one? Both, right?
Both.
Both. Okay. So you're registered and certified in aromatherapist, Reiki,
Yes.
crystal
Reiki.
healing,
Yes.
crystal therapy.
Yes.
Can you tell me more about crystal therapy? I find that a little bit fascinating.
One here with me.
Well, I don't have crystal, but I do have a little
I
granite.
make them. I make talismans. Can you
Yeah?
see? Yes.
Nice. I actually saw your shop. You do have a shop on your website. So
Yes, I
I
have a little stuff
and
on
I
my website. My
saw
website is
some of the
under
stuff.
construction, just so you know.
Right.
Yes.
I got that's how I picked some of the information that, to make this happen, to make this interview happen, this podcast or whatever, webinar, whatever you want to call this. So,
QMA.
yeah. So tell me about crystal therapy. How does crystal therapy help the person? Like, I know it's an Asian practice, and not a lot of people know this, but crystal therapy is an Asian practice.
It's more
So
than an ancient practice. We use
how
crystals.
does it how does it help people or heal people? Can you enlighten
Okay.
me on that?
Well, I don't like to say something heals something, but I can say that it assists, and crystals are known to amplify and to direct, to expand on whatever it is that we are asking them to do, because they have a memory, you see,
Mm-hmm.
like us. So they store information, which is why they're used in digital analog, or they're used to make computers. Nicholas Tesla was one who knew all this already before us, because he used crystal technology to create technology for us today, which we use. So with this intelligence that is very old intelligence, at a very young age myself, I got to know crystals. I didn't have a certification when I was young. I was taught by someone who was taught by someone. And when I learned the first time about crystals in a setting that was school setting, I learned from people who also didn't have qualifications, but they had a vast amount of knowledge. And
Right.
it isn't about a qualification, as I learned, because I've taken courses that have certified or certification, and I didn't feel I got much out of them. And then I sat with people who are books. They are the book, and they were able to transmit this information over to me, which, I mean, I wrote my own course, my own crystal course. It's a 23 module course based on my knowledge of crystals from 13 years old till 43, which is how old I am.
Wow. What kind of therapy can you do with crystals?
So basically, if we place crystals on or around somebody, they enter our magnetic field, our auric field. And when they enter our auric field, they balance the energy of our auric field. This is the simplest explanation that I can give you. Now, there are thousands of crystals out there, not just one kind, quartz. But if you don't have crystals available and you don't want to spend a lot of money, the cheapest and the easiest crystal to get your hands on is quartz. It's also the master healer crystal. And because it is highly programmable, you can program it with the properties of one of the most expensive crystals, for example, like alexandrite. And you can place it where you want to place it. There is a lot of information. We're not going to get all this in
Right.
the
No,
time.
it's right.
But it's very interesting. And like I said, I mean, get your hands on a good course that has valid information that you can integrate into your personal practices, as I do with all my practices. Whenever I have a yoga session, if I'm rolling out my mat, you're going to find a deck of cards, you're going to find a couple of crystals, you're going to find essential oils, and you're going to find sound healing tools and smudging tools, and maybe even a feather. So
go ahead.
So this is basically integrating the elements and finding a way to transmit whatever the students are receptive to.
Right. So how is integrated yoga addressed to both physical and mental aspect of health and well-being?
So of course, if we're doing yoga, then there are the principles of yoga involved. And as we know, yoga is a science, a healing science. This we can definitely say. Practice regularly, it can bring the body into a state of homeostasis.
Right.
If I have a private session with somebody who has degenerative arthritis, then I'm going to do strengthening yogic postures for this person and assist them with breath work to soothe any anxieties, and then the kind of breathwork that I choose that is comfortable for them to do. I mean, it depends very much on the person that I have in front of me. If we have to speak about a group session, again, people commit, people don't always commit to sessions.
Right.
So it's always like, who is present here? And the class is pre-prepared for the people who are coming. Knowing who's coming, I pre-prepare a session. I include some kriyas, some postures, some chants, a bit of meditation, and a little bit yoga nidra at the end. So
that includes the body, mind, and spirit, pretty much.
I mean,
the kriya is the
kriyas clean us. They're purifying, very purifying. Right. And depending for what we need. I like to use astrology a lot. I'm not a certified astrologer. I am a hobbyist astrologer, so I've read many books. I haven't done any courses. I'm just very intrigued. And I read a lot, and I learned how to read the astrology wheels, and I love writing. So I write a lot of astrology and share it.
Nice.
In my pages, if you've seen, maybe you saw. And I use astrology to design kriyas, understanding that we are not separate from anything, especially not from the cosmos. I like to maybe choose some kriyas that we can do for astrology.
Okay. Actually, my first interview, my first IG live was with a friend of mine who studied astrology.
I heard astrology. What you were saying. Yeah, it's interesting.
So and maybe I should link you up. Actually, hopefully, I'm actually applying for a job with them as well too. Yes, so they need their website because I'm a web developer as well too. You know, that's my degree. That's what I got. Because you see, when I was younger, I wanted to be a nomad, just travel and just travel. And then my friend, because traveling, you need money. I figured that being a web developer, being a web developer will be an ideal job for to be able to travel. And so so he's right now currently looking for a web developer, a web designer, or a web developer, a designer. And so I told him, like, hey, you know what, we must, the star must be aligned, because there's a reason that I just called you, and we're talking, and you're probably helping me out, so we'll see. I just had my interview yesterday, so we'll see how I have to have another, how it goes, whether because there's another person as well too who applied for the job, so we'll see.
I wish you.
But it's looking good for me. Thank you. Now, you say you study you study shamanism, is which falls aromatherapy falls into shamanism, correct?
I don't think it falls under shamanism.
No?
I think that it's a separate branch of holistic practice, although in shamanism oils are used, but I believe the practices are different. They're not the same. I mean, let's face it, aromatherapy nowadays, when we buy an essential oil, we don't really know how much of it is pure. So there are some guidelines that we need to follow when we're using essential oils. I don't know if you're familiar. There are certain brands that you can use topically, and then you have conventional aromatherapy that guide you not to use them topically, but to always blend them with carrier oils. So it's both essential oils.
When I was in Ecuador, I was actually when I was living out there, I started. I wanted to play with plants. It was just as a hobby because I was out there. There was time that wasn't doing much, so I would start playing with plants. So I actually did 2 sprays. I did I'm not sure if it is aromatherapist or part of an aromatherapist, but I did 2 sprays. I mixed rosemary, and also mixed what do you call mint? It's a mint or
nice.
I mixed them both, rosemary and mint. Yes, and it gave it like a euphoric smell. Like it was just
Yes, because rosemary is very uplifting. Rosemary is a very uplifting oil. In fact, this morning I went for a walk and I picked a sprig of rosemary from my walk.
And the way that I did it was with alcohol.
Yes.
I left it there for like was it 30 days or 15 days? Left it in 30 days, and then I put it with moon water. I had to go out there, fill the gallon of moon water, left it out there in a glass, and then bring it in by 4 o'clock in the morning, before the sun comes out, and just did that for like 3 days, 3 nights, until the moon left, and so I started making that, and then I also did lavender, which was also smell, but so I'm into I'm not sure if that's falls to aromatherapy, but I'm into like mixing like plant to just to spray around, like just to spray around the room and stuff like that, because it helps relax. Like the lavender, it helps relax. Also apparently it gets mosquito aways as well too.
Herbalism.
Herbalism,
what
yes.
You did. Yes, it's herbalism. It's I usually do the same, but I don't use alcohol. I use apple cider vinegar to make the tincture.
Really?
Yes.
I'm gonna try.
So I make
I'm gonna try that.
Rosemary.
Apple cider vinegar.
For 6 weeks in a dark space. You can put it for 6 weeks in a dark space, and then you can use it as a room spray, or you can use it before if you're gonna do a cleansing session. You can clean your yoga mat with it as well.
Right.
So it's multi-purpose. And you can add some drops of essential oils to it more, apart from with rosemary. Lemon is nice, or lemongrass, which is very nice for mosquitoes.
Does those aromatherapists smell? Do they have different purposes? Like, do they help focus? Do one help focus? One help relax? Do one help? For
I have some here. So over here I have. Let me get another one. So I love this. Frankincense is smells so nice. So this is how I use them. I use them on the palms of my hands and the soles of my feet so that they bypass my liver. Yes. And because the limbic system, it affects the nervous system in a second, just through the smell. And what we do is we can make a practice out of it. So you can take a drop, rub it in your hands. You don't even need to do this, but you can just do this because it's so powerful. When you use a good brand of essential oils, it's so powerful. Right away, I feel affected. I feel calmer, Now, frankincense is a very grounding oil. It's a cleansing oil. It's a very high vibrational oil, so it cleanses our aura as well. And you can use essential oils like this in addition to a pranayama class, for example. So
really?
Yes, of course. So what is it to de-stress? Is it for focus? I would choose a focus oil, so rosemary. And if it's a grounding class, I would use vetiver or myrrh, or I would use frankincense. And we'd work, we'd take some deep breaths, and then we'd go into our pranayama session, or we'd do our kriya session. I always use 3 or 4 different kinds of essential oils in my sessions. This is the integrated part.
How does the aromatherapy help out on the body, like other than relaxing and stuff like that, you know?
Okay, let's talk about let's say someone has a skin condition, you know, a fungal skin condition. Lavender or tea tree are very powerful and can assist to eradicate the fungal infection. You have a toothache, you can use clove oil on your tooth.
Okay.
And this will numb it. So it has analgesic properties as well. If you have headache, you can also use lavender. If you have tension in your neck, you can make a blend with black pepper, coriander, and lavender. But I know this because I studied it.
Right.
Someone who doesn't know would probably have to do a little bit of research and be a little bit careful with essential oils, because black pepper, for example, it can cause irritation if you have skin sensitivity, and also the fumes can hurt the eyes. So it's always wise to ask a qualified aromatherapist to support you to make a blend or to give you the guidelines so that you can try it at home.
Right. And you said how long you do this? 13 years?
About maybe a bit more. I've always used these things. They've always been in my life.
Yeah.
I cannot remember being without them.
Nice. And you have to get do you have to go to school for that, or can you just
I did a
course?
I did a
course on that?
Yes, and it's very easy. I mean, you buy a good book as well. If you buy a good book and you do a course, you don't have to spend thousands of euros to do a course. You can buy a good course for a few €100.
What book would you recommend for that? For those who want to learn?
The Fragrant Pharmacy.
The Fragrant Pharmacy.
The Fragrant
Pharmacy. Oh,
no,
Fragrant.
The Fragrant. Yes, the Fragrant Pharmacy. It's a very nice book. It's one of the oldest books, and I can tell you how aromatherapy was discovered. There was this scientist or lab tech, if you want to call. His name was René Gattefossé, and he was doing an experiment in his laboratory, and he burnt his hand very badly. And there was a solution on the table where he burnt his hand, and he just put his hand into it to soothe it, and it was lavender. And he kept on using the solution because it felt it soothed it. And this is how he discovered that aromatherapy has benefits and properties. This is one of the most modern discoveries, of course, because we know that our ancestors used the essences of the plants and flowers, their immune system, to boost their own immune system.
Right.
So there's a lot of information. I have a lot of information about everything we're talking about, but because we're here, I got a bit nervous that I have to share. I forget things, and that's all really.
No worry, just share what you can and what you like, and don't worry, I won't, pull out all the information. I want to let people in suspense as well. Our viewers to be in suspense, for them to sign up with you. Yeah, the curiosity. Yeah, to sign up with you and try to bring client to you, people to you, because it's interesting. Like the background that you have I find it very interesting. Aromatherapy, you're a crystal healer, you're a Reiki master, a massage therapist, a psychic reader.
And I'm a Kundalini activation facilitator.
Actually, I did a Kundalini activation once. Actually, I did a live activation. That's what I did. And I'm gonna tell you something. My journey, like I'm familiar with your field, the holistic integrated therapy, because when I was becoming a web developer, I self-taught myself. I first got all this information like online, how to become a web developer, And as my first intern, since at that time I was unemployed, I jumped into I just wanted to build a website, and I signed up with a holistic center in called the Tree of Health in New Jersey, and I helped them build their website. Um, and it was my first time, getting to know a holistic center. For me, like I at that time, I think a couple of years ago, there was a movie called Meet the Parents. Is it Meet the Parents or Meet the Parents, something like that, or Meet the Partners, something like that. And they were like strangely hippies and stuff like that. And I found it like a little strange. And then when I met them, and it just reminded me of that movie. Like they were kind of like weird, strange, or something like that. But I didn't understand none of what holistic or yoga or anything. At that time, I was just straight up focused on my,
Well,
website. Yeah, being a web developer, try to go or try to be a nomad and this and that. I wasn't really, in tune with, healing, the whole healing process and stuff like that. And so over time, for the 6 month period, they were telling me about Reiki. They were telling me about DNA activation, because that's one of the aura cleansiness and a few other things. And the services for me were free as long as I built a website. I could use any of the other services. So I got myself aura cleansiness one, and then my second server was a what was it? DNA activation, or a live activation, I believe that's called. Are you familiar with those
I think
terms?
they're very individual. I think it
Yeah.
depends on the individuals that are doing the therapy. Some people, like myself, I did the Kundalini Activation Facilitator course known as CAP, and I call it Vital Energy Alignment. So, this is probably what they're doing, something similar.
Something
Everyone
similar, but they
will
just
label it.
probably name it differently, right? So, and I find it interesting because it just changes you. Like you feel the energy. You feel like you come out of there like you go in there like yourself, and then you come out there like something just lifted out of you, like glowing or something like that. Like energized. And I started believing. At that time. I started believing it. This whole like um what is it? Whatever they call it, life. The I'm not sure what it was, but I just started believing what they did was real, and it was
Yeah, it
magical.
is.
I will say it, and it was
Call it
magical,
magic. I call it energetic.
energetic, and magical. It felt good, and then I think after that, it's just once again, time passed on, and I just you know in the United States, I just was focusing more on like building website, try to go overseas, try to see the world, and I forgot about this whole holistic therapy until I started doing my yoga teacher training, and that once again opened up my eyes, and I started seeing things. I started feeling things, and I was like, wow, this is legit, this is real. You know,
You are the
so
journey. Eh? You will find out this yourself, that you are the journey, that you are the shaman, you are the yoga, you are the aromatherapy. You become what you are doing, and it becomes you, and you transmit what you become through it. And this is the most I can give you. And the label of I am a yoga teacher, because I'm not a yoga teacher. I am not this. I am not that. I do this, but I am not it. It is me.
right. It's
You
like
know,
if you say I am this, it's like you're putting yourself to one thing when you could be so much more, when you are so much more, you
I
know?
am it. I am the thing
Yeah,
that I do. I transmit it through my channel. I am a spirit having a human experience, and these things are my human experience. And this is the
right.
Dharma. sharing the human experience with those that seek me or seek
Right.
what I have to offer on a vibrational level. And we find each other on a vibrational level, not on a physical level.
Now, you say you're a psychic reader, right? Now, is how do you be? Is there a way to become a psychic reader, or is something that you're born with it?
I think everyone has these abilities.
Do you think everybody has the ability?
I think everybody has the ability to explore their extrasensory abilities, because we all have them. We've just forgotten them. And we're very much immersed in an overly stimulated environment that takes us away from being still. And how can we tap into our abilities if we're immersed in a space where our senses are overloaded with sounds, vibrations, television, mobile, modems, traffic, pollution? All these things can affect us if we don't take the time to recover from the overload and unplug a little. So because I unplug in my daily life, this is my practice, this is my life, I live this life, I can develop them further. Anyone has the ability to say, I'm going to change my life. I did it. I used to work in the field with other people, and when I worked in the field, my senses were also numbed up because of responsibilities, because of the daily tribulations of life, and the things you need to work through. You're not, when you're depending on paycheck and you're in that matrix. So nowadays there's a different mindset,
Right.
and so you have the ability to dive deeper into your abilities. So it's like, do you want it? And some people have but don't want.
Right. How do you go deeper into that? How do you get in tune with your psychic ability? Well, for individual.
Meditation, the more meditation, grounding. I mean, when you clean your channels through, I love Kriya. I think Kriya is the most effective yoga practice. And I say this because it cleanses the channels so effectively. It allows you to open up your Kundalini channels healthily so that you can receive insights, very clear insights, And then there's the trusting. Do you trust your insights? Because, we can receive an insight, but you're like, no, it's not, it cannot be, it's not possible. And you're not trusting in what you're receiving.
Right.
And this is a journey also of self-belief. And we can go on and on and on because it's a never-ending story.
How do you trust from what your mind say and from what your gut? Like, who should you trust first? What should you trust first when it comes down to that?
Wait a minute.
Could you say?
Wait a minute, please. Because you say mind. And I use my life force connect to the veils. And you have a life force. All we need is to take that moment, to take a deep breath, to get out of our mind and to drop into our heart. And when we drop into our heart, we receive insights. The difference between your gut instinct and your intuition. Your gut instinct is more related to the experiences that you have had. So I'm not saying fear-based, but experience tells you, hey, be careful. While intuition is joyful, it's spontaneous, and it's instant, like a light bulb. So you say, do that. Like I called you, I messaged you,
Right.
What told me to message you? It was my intuition. Message him. It was spontaneous. My mind said, from Facebook, you know how many people there are on Facebook.
Yes.
So, but my mind, that's my mind. That's a fear-based notion. It's not intuitive. My intuition said, this is what you ask the universe to provide you with. And there it is. Message. You understand?
Yeah.
I believe in the insights because I cultivated the confidence to believe in those insights, and I teach people the same.
Okay. Cool, cool, cool.
Those deep breaths, come on, tantric practitioner. All you need to do is take those.
Yeah.
Nice.
And breathe.
The breath is, your breath is your powerhouse. Your breath is your, it's the system, it's the energy, it's what gives you the ability to see beyond what your eyes see. Your breath, it is your life force. It's
your guts. It's your guts. Yeah,
everything. And this is why I love Kriya, and I love teaching pranayama, and I love relaxation therapy, and I love the Kundalini facilitation. And it's not Kundalini awakening. I just want to highlight, this is Kundalini activation process, which is completely different. It's a non-dual energy. Yes?
Yes. Now, I know we are coming into an end right now.
Oh, really? How sad.
Yeah.
I was having fun.
And I would love to talk. Yeah, but I also want to get people in touch with your with what you do and the type of services that you offer online, you know, if they want to reach you online as well too, you know, because I know you live in Malta and, you know, there's people all over the world, you know, that.
But the crystal course is there online. There's a whole website for it. Everything, even the Kundalini activation has its own website. And the retreats, people can come to Malta, come and have an experience.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Malta. Is that in the middle of the Mediterranean, right? It's a little island off Italy.
It's a little crazy island with a lot happening on it. So,
yeah.
Yes.
I hear. So, okay, so aromatherapy, Reiki, crystal therapy, can those be done online as well? Like those services?
Yes, they can. Aromatherapy, they need to buy the essential oils themselves. But crystal healing and therapy can be done online. Reiki can be done online. Kundalini activation process can be done online. All these services can be offered online. They're all portals online.
Psychic reading and card reading as well?
Of course.
They could be online as well.
Energy has no boundaries. It's spaceless, timeless.
Can you tell me a success story or a testimonial from an individual? Is that allowed? Are you allowed to speak, or is that confidentially?
I won't mention.
As long as you don't mention the person's name.
No.
Okay. And what they benefit from it. So any other story that just.
I mean, if you go on my page on Facebook, there are live testimonials there. You can read for yourself. I mean, people have said that they've made big changes in their lives after having a Kundalini activation process session. People have found that aromatherapy assists their anxiety or their stress levels. People have found that doing Kriya yoga helps to keep balance in their daily life. When people do Reiki, they come here like a frazzled cat and they leave, you know, like a cat that has been well fed, like this one over here. You see him? Can you see him? Yes?
Yes, he's black, right? Yes, right by
my
the
little
bed.
Black cat. Yes, of course. We needs a cat now.
Right.
Joking. But yes, I mean, I've been doing this work as my full-time job, since 2016. Before 2016, I was just doing for fun with friends who wanted. It was my self-exploration. I made it my work from 2016 till today. It's been full-blown. I've hosted retreats in Egypt, in Gozo, in Malta, and I'm planning on hosting many more retreats in different countries. I'm working on a project in Lithuania as well, where I'm going to be doing Kundalini activation and sound healing in collaboration with different practitioners. They have never been to Lithuania. It's the first time I'm going. And this will be in April. Your birthday month, I believe. Or was that March?
April, yes. Yes.
April.
April. Yeah,
Yes,
April.
Aries.
I'm an Aries.
Aries.
I'm a fire baby.
Aries.
So 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 your next yoga retreat, it's when May, I believe. What was it? About
Yes,
May
on the 25th of May. It's going to be in the sister
25th.
island of Gozo, from the 25th of May until the 30th of May. And it's
Yeah,
called
what's
Recoding Nourishment.
recording and nourishment? What's gonna be in it? Like, what's in it? Can you tell me a little
Okay,
bit more?
basically it's a detox retreat, but not just detox of food. It's a mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical detox.
Mm-hmm.
And if you check out the page Bloom
Mm-hmm.
Retreats, you will see the offerings also, which I have shared there. There will be sound engineering. So it's a type of soundscape. A very special sound practitioner will be doing the work. Photo restorative yoga teacher coming in. I will be offering the Kriya and the Kundalini activation process sessions. And we have a nutritionist designing the juice fast for us and the plant-based food that we will be eating. We will host workshops on better living and on how to make kombucha. And also we will spend 3 days in Vipassana.
Okay. That sounds
Yes.
like very interesting and fun activity to do.
Yes, I
Especially
mean,
learn how to do
very,
kombucha.
sorry. It's,
Kombucha, especially learning to do how to kombucha. I had a
yeah.
few of those in Ecuador.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
yeah, first time. Uh, like I said, this is when I was in Ecuador, it was my first journey of learning a lot of things, learning a lot of
Mm-hmm.
spirituality and a lot about healings and stuff like that. So,
I
but
don't call
your
it healing. I call it alignment.
alignment,
Healing means something is broken, and nothing is broken because the soul is whole. The human is remembering. So it's about getting into alignment with your soul rather than the word healing, you know. Even
right?
that's another reason I have upgraded my knowledge and my wisdom through the experiences I have had, and I understand that it's not really healing. It's just aligning to your soul's true light.
Right. All right. Last questions.
Mm,
And it's been in my mind and stuff like that. Um,
come on.
and it's in therapy. It's recording to therapy. So I have heard during like in my tantra
Hmm.
mentioning that we tend to pass on trauma from our parents, our ancestral and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Yeah. All right. That
Hmm.
we tend to pass on those type of trauma generation after generation. Do you also heal that? And if you do, what are the type of healing that requires for that?
So
Or how do you go deep
I
into
do.
that?
I'd like to, but I'm just going to scratch the surface
Right.
because it's a vast topic. Yes, we do have what we call ancestral ties. Um, some people are aware of it, some people aren't aware of it, and the person will feel the desire to understand why they behave a certain way. What are these patterns? And they will come to talk or they will ask questions and the journey will unravel. It is soul retrieval journeys and ancestral tie journeys, cutting of cords or recording journeys. And sometimes it just is, the graft where a person takes the tools that you give them and they work with conscious awareness, doing shadow work to understand where the patterns are coming from and how they can become aware of these patterns and recode themselves. And I assist people through this trajectory as well.
Would that also be in your retreat as well?
It will be in another retreat, but
Another
this,
retreat. Gotcha.
yes, I think this retreat is open to all levels of knowledge, even those
Okay.
people that have zero, especially because the Vipassana will help to silence the mind. Remember, everything is in the mind here.
Hmm.
Even these ancestral ties. This is a lot. The mind is riddled with conditions and patterns and behavior. And once we silence the mind, then we can feel our spirit.
Okay.
I like
Interesting.
to say to think with your heart and to feel with the mind.
Right.
Mhm.
Now your retreat on April. You say you're having a retreat in April in Lithuania, right?
Yes, it's not a retreat, it's weekend. So
So
there's a
like,
program for people. It's a day retreat, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. There will be ecstatic dance.
ooh,
There will be
that's
sound
pretty fun.
healing. Yes, he's
That's
an
fun.
amazing guy. The guy who's gonna do it.
Okay.
Yes, very
Yeah, no,
nice people.
I've done ecstatic dances, and I find it very amusing, very, very
Yeah.
fun. It's just very liberating. You come out there very energized
But
as well too.
the
So,
person who's going to do the ecstatic dance, the affinity between us is that he's opening a crystal hall, a
uh-huh.
place where to do ecstatic dance that is full of crystals.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It's a very good thing.
Is it? Oh, about the and
Yes.
about the energy and the memories that those crystals will be having.
What
So,
do you think?
it would be amazing. A
Yeah.
fun thing to go to in
Well, maybe
Lithuania. When
you
is
need
this?
to come and
Well,
explore.
well, I'm hoping for. I'm just waiting to win that lottery number, but I could just start traveling
Forget the
and
lottery. You are the lottery.
building up to it, building up to it. Um, when is it? When in April is it?
I'm going to be in April for the first 2 weeks of April.
Okay, the first 2 weeks of April. Okay.
Yes. That
So for anybody
will be
who's
very
viewing
nice.
this, the first 2 weeks of April in Lithuania, right?
Yes, in Vilnius and in Kaunas, I will be in two different
Yes.
places. Yes.
So I will definitely I know we are coming to an end, and also I really want to thank you for sharing your thoughts and your knowledge of of what is holistic yoga or therapy, holistic yoga therapy, and I know that it does holistic integrated therapy. It's not just what you're doing, what you have certified right now, register, but it's a little bit more than that as well, right? So,
Yes.
but if anybody is interested, definitely I'll have them reaching out to you, Rebecca, and if they're
Thank you.
interested in your services and your services or your retreat, you know, definitely I'll send them to you as
Thank
well.
you.
Like that, you could grow and I could also grow as well with,
Yes.
we could network together and help each other,
I'm
and
looking forward to that.
build this place, build this world into a little better place,
It was
than,
a great
just
place.
right. Because right now we're not looking good. Like, I don't think human people are like human being society is not looking good so
One
far.
of my
So
teachers told me something, and I'm going to say this to you. Yes?
sure.
We focus on what we are doing to make the best of the life that we have and to share the
Mm-hmm.
wave from within our hearts with others. By doing this, we're focusing upon love, we're creating love.
Right. Right. Yes.
So even though there
And
may be things around us that are not very pleasant, if we're focusing on sharing love, then we're going to create a wave of it.
right. And I
Yeah,
hope it's a big tidal wave, you
let it
know.
be. Let it be.
Because yeah, so I'm trying to stay away from television as well too, with and social media. But then again, I'm a web developer. I have to be glued on social
Yeah.
media. I'm always building content for other people as well for myself. So
Mhm.
it's hard for me to to disconnect, and I need that. I really feel like I need that to disconnect and go away for a bit. So, but
Comes
hopefully, hopefully,
yes.
like I said, hopefully things turns around for me and I'll be able to travel once again and start traveling again and be able to spread some love,
Yeah.
some knowledge, some healing or alignment, And also, while this spiritual journey, I also, learn some more from other teachers, and yeah, so then spread
Let's
those
all
knowledge
impart
around.
knowledge.
So, but yeah, after we over, just if you could send me some information about yourself, about your your social media. I know I have your social media or the type
Yes,
of
you have all
services that
my
you
social.
offer, right? The type of services you offer. If I could also put it into this link, to this Instagram, and like that could people could directly message you if they have any if they want to get some services from you as
Okay.
well, or work with you as a teacher as well too. So, and yeah, that's it.
Thank
Well,
you.
Rebecca, thank you for your time, and thank you for showing up. Thank you for your time, and thank you for coming into this live. I really
Thank
had a
you.
great time getting to know you and getting to know your services and learning more about this journey, the spiritual journey. So I'm happy to work with
Thank
you
you.
in the
Thank you
future.
very much. Thanks,
You're
Jose.
welcome.
Have a
All
nice
right. Bye.
morning now.
Yeah, you too. Have a great afternoon.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
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 Bye
Bye.
all.